Hi, welcome to ML Sports. My name is Maceo Lewis. This is my YouTube sports channel. Today, I want to talk about the NFL draft and specifically how my Las Vegas Raiders blew this draft. Now, look, I'm not a draft expert. I don't even like to cover drafts. I usually wait till after it's all over to find out who got drafted first or whatnot, and I see the news blurs pop up on my phone. I mean, frankly, I mean, my personal opinion, I think the draft is kind of overrated. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a special day for the draftees, and congratulations to all of them. This must be like one of those moments you dream about the rest of your life, like a dream come true, and I totally respect that. But as far as someone who's on the outside looking in the long term, I mean, most of these draftees don't make the roster. Uh, some go on to become key players, but it's not like the number one's picking gonna come out and win the Super Bowl for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, come on, like, I mean that rarely happens in any sport, let alone the NFL. But anyway, but I am a Raiders fan, and the Shedeur Sanders, he's been in the news like over the last couple of days because he was supposed to be like drafted in the first round, probably prognosticated by people who aren't GMs or people who make the final decision of who's going to make the pick for each team. And so he quote unquote dropped from first round all the way to the fifth round. So that was like the big story of who was going to draft Shador. Now, look, I followed a little bit of Colorado. I was part of the people who were persuaded to watch Colorado for the first few games, the first season that Dion was there. So I got to see Shador play, not in person, but like on TV. And he's a very talented quarterback. Should he have gone in the first round? Probably, but the teams, I guess, had. I'm not going to sit here and speculate as to why he didn't get drafted or whatnot. I'm here to talk about the Raiders. Now, I mean, the Raiders blew it. I mean, they had they had Shedeur Sanders on a silver platter. Like, here you go. Here's the conditions under what I think the Raiders could have drafted him under, and they had it, and they blew it. It's like they dropped the ball. They fumbled the ball. It's like they could have ran the ball at the goal line at the Super Bowl, and you threw an interception. I wonder who did that on the Raiders before. You could have had. It's like the Raiders could have had the sexiest woman alive. Who was the sexiest woman alive last year? 2024, was that Margot Robbie? I mean, it's like the Raiders had Margot Robbie lying in bed, all in lingerie, like she was in Wolf of Wall Street. Come here, get me, Raiders. I'm not high maintenance. Here I am, and the Raiders like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. I mean, what? What? You could have had Shedeur Sanders. Now look, I don't expect the Raiders to have drafted Shedeur Sanders as the number one with their first pick in the first round. I totally get that because you have Geno Smith. I mean, obviously he's a star because you have him on contract for 2 years, guaranteed what $66.5 million. I mean, you're not going to waste that money and then go and pay another player like somewhere in the high $35 million total and not play him. So I mean, I totally get that. Um, but you could have drafted him in the fourth round and drafted him for your future. Now, look, if you had drafted him in the fifth round or whenever I'm sorry, there was a fourth round that could have drafted him. It would only cost him what $1.1 million against the cap. $1.1 million like for Shedeur Sanders to sit there and learn under Geno Smith, to sit there and learn under Pete Carroll, who won a Super Bowl, who coached Pete Wilson, to learn under what's that guy's name that is a partial owner of the Raiders? Oh yeah, Tom Brady, the guy who's a Super Bowl champion, seven-time Super Bowl champion, who already has a mentorship relationship with Shedeur. He could have been learning under him for the next 3 years. And what if Geno gets hurt? Okay, so if Geno, I hope he doesn't get hurt, but if he, I mean, this is football. I mean, injuries happen all the time. If Geno gets hurt, or if Geno doesn't have a good season, like the Raiders haven't had a good season since what they made the playoffs a couple years ago, who are you gonna turn to? Aiden O'Connell? Who? Aiden O'Connell. What did he do last season? Okay, I went and saw the Raiders play last season. I saw Aiden O'Connell with my own eyes. He didn't look like a Tom Brady out there. Did Aiden O'Connell, did he win the Super Bowl last year? Did he make the playoffs? No, I believe the Raiders were 4-13 last year. Got their coach fired because they didn't do nothing with Aiden O'Connell. So that's your backup plan. If Gino doesn't work out, if he gets injured, what about Carter Bradley? He was also on the roster. Does anybody know who Carter Bradley is? I mean, I certainly don't because I don't think he played any games last season. Now, Shedeur Sanders, he's already better than Aiden and Carter, and he's potentially going to be better than Geno Smith down the road. Okay, but you don't take him in the fourth round. Okay, now the new GM, John Spytek, whatever his name is, he would have looked like a genius. This would have been the steal of the century if he had gotten Shedeur Sanders in the fourth round and only had to pay him what $1.1 million and then another $1.2 million and $1.3 million in the next 3 years. I mean, because it's a rookie contract, it's under collective bargaining, so they can't renegotiate it. So you had them locked. You would have had them locked. So what was the risk? What? The Raiders have nothing to lose. What? I mean, yeah, if it didn't work out, okay, yeah, you lost 1 point. That's chump change. That's nothing for you for a $1 billion industry. I mean, the Raiders haven't been in the playoffs since 2021. 2021. It's been 4 years. Haven't been to the playoffs, and before that it was 2016. They didn't even do anything in the playoffs. But on in the wild card round. So we haven't only been in the playoffs twice in 10 years. So what do you have to lose? Now, I mean, look, in the fourth round, this is who the Raiders drafted. They drafted, who was it? Dante Thornton and Tonka Hemingway. So Dante Thornton. So let me pull up Dante Thornton. And I mean, I don't know much about Dante, but let me read what the draft analysis says about him. Because this guy must be like Randy Moss or something, man. If he got drafted ahead of Shedeur Sanders, like okay, so Thornton can get off the press. I guess that means press coverage. Okay, runs past defensive backs. I mean, I certainly hope so. I mean, I'm sure most receivers run past defensive backs. I hope they don't run away from them. Tracks the ball well. Catches passes in stride and runs away from defenders after I hope he does runs away from the defenders. Don't run to them. Thornton drives cornerbacks, sinks his hips, and works back to the quarterbacks on hitch routes. Okay, so he could run routes. Wow, how special. He's a big target and catches passes away from his frame. Okay, so that's just the pre-draft analysis. I'm reading off the NFL draft ESPN website. So he's 6'5", okay, 205 pounds from Tennessee. Okay, well, this guy must be the next Randy Moss then, because I better see him on what's that You Got Moss on the NFL. I gotta see him every week on that if they're gonna draft him over Shedeur Sanders. So who's the next guy? Tonka. Okay, so let's say you want another receiver after you already drafted a receiver in the second with the number 2 pick, Jack Beck. Okay, so Tonka. I mean, I never heard of Tonka before. I mean, I heard of Tonka trucks, but not Tonka Hemingway. 6'3", 284 pounds from South Carolina, SEC. Okay, grade 60. I mean, 60. I mean, what's that? 60 out of 100 sounds like a D to me. Let's see here. Pre-draft analysis. Hemingway is an undersized defensive tackle. Undersized. Okay, so you're gonna take an undersized decent defensive tackle. Over Shedeur Sanders. Okay, prospect with the change of direction, active hands. Okay, what is he? A pottery maker or something? What does that mean? Motor to get the quarterback. Okay, he mixes in an effective spin move and can push the pocket between the tackles. Okay, well, he did that in college. How is he going to do that in the NFL? Hemingway gives ground to doubles and combo blocks, but he's stout for his size and can hold his ground for one-on-one defending the run. He presses blockers off his frame, locates ball. Okay, so look, they got these players in the fourth round, right? Yeah, Dante and Tonka got drafted in the fourth round. Now, seriously, like, do you really think that these 11 draft picks from the Raiders are going to make the final 52 roster? I mean, seriously. I mean, some will make it. Some will get cut, like in Hard Knocks. Some will get to the practice squad. I mean, and even those who make it are only going to last a few years. So, I mean, the deeper that you get into the draft, the deeper into the picks, I mean, the less likely they're going to make it. on the team in the long term. So why not take a risk with one of those picks on Shedeur Sanders, who has the potential to be a star NFL quarterback, the quarterback you may need for the future after Geno's contract is up. So look, I don't get that move at all. So for a final grade, I mean, honestly, I would give the Raiders a B. Now I've seen other analysts, and look, I'm not an analyst myself, so I'm not, you know, other analysts say that the Raiders got an A. Okay, okay, well, great. You know what? I hope they're right. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they're right. I hope when I'm watching the Raiders this year, like all these rookies that got drafted, they make the team and they start balling out. You got Ashton, what's his name, Gentry from Boise State. I think that was a good pick. They needed a good pick at running back. These two receivers, Beck and Dante. Okay, well I gotta see two Randy Mosses out there, man, because they must be something else if the Layers got an A in this draft. Who's next? Dorian Porter, the cornerback. Okay, well he better be the next Deion Sanders, man, because they picked him in the third round. Yeah, they got him in the third round. So yeah, he must be the next Deion Sanders or something. Offensive tackle Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant. Okay, so yeah, they must be Jonathan Ogden, man. They must be Larry Allen, because the Raiders got an A in this draft. So we so Genty, he's gonna be getting 100 yards, 200 yards a game, because these rookie offensive tackles is gonna make blocks for him, and Rays go win the AFC West and get to the Super Bowl because of these rookies, I guess. Man, come on. All right. Well, look, that's just my take on the draft. I mean, I just can't give them an A because they just blew this opportunity, to get a young quarterback, a good quarterback at a cheap price, who would be an insurance policy in case Geno went down. And when Geno's contract is up, you'd have him at least that third year on what 1.3 million, and then obviously they can renegotiate after that. But still, it's like, I mean that's just a wasted opportunity. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. This is Maceo Lewis on ML Sports Talk. If you want to hear more of my commentary about sports, hit the subscribe button so you can get notices on my next post. And you don't have to pay anything, so don't worry about that. It's just notices go out to you when I put out my next commentary. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.